Icon Radio.
Good morning. My name is Newton Khamasi here. The show is The Race. This is Icon Radio. Welcome to the show The Race. We are political, and every Monday we start the week with aggression, discussing politics. Over the weekend, there's a suggestion that came across that once we put the politicians on a minimum wage, we sit back and watch how fast things will change. I don't know how they're going to change, but there will be great change if we put these politicians on a wage. In studio, as usual, it's my guest Chris.
Yes.
Chris, jambo bana.
Jambo sana.
How have you been?
Tuko sawa?
Kabisa.
Tunaangalia vile mambo iko.
Siasa inakupeleka aje bana?
Iko salama sana.
You know, every day we come here, every Monday, we talk about politics. Yep. We are bold, authentic, and fearless.
Yes.
A lot of things have happened. A lot of things are happening. The deadlines are around the corner. Now we are entering into the last chase for the political year, 2022.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of things happening, friend.
Yes.
Now, when we are here and discussing about politics, the deadline for 26th, do you think it's going to find some people off guard?
Of course it must.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, the people who are not decided.
Yes.
The people who fear going to the nomination. So they must. People want to go to the ballot. They want to face the nomination hurdle. So people must look for a way.
Yes.
Or how to avoid the nomination hurdle. Because nomination actually drains people.
It really does. It really does. And a lot of people will give up on politics.
Yes.
Because of the nominations.
Yeah.
How successful do you think they're going to be?
If you are a strong candidate and you win the nominations, so you put your energies together for the last knee, I think that's better. That's better than. And we also noticed that Corona really ate up into the people's pockets. So no,
everybody is struggling.
Yeah, everyone is struggling.
Even politicians are struggling.
One or the other, because I was even looking at the number of subscriptions in terms of candidates, and those who've been able to pay they're called the party membership. Then you pay the life membership thing, then the nomination fee. Very few candidates, very few aspirants doing that.
Yes.
And I noticed also something that when I go to party A and I notice Newton has paid party A,
yes,
I will not want to pay there. I'll go and pay party B. So long as you're within the same coalition. The same coalition,
that is okay. Do you think there are some political parties that are going to really lose it big when it comes to these nominations? Because one, let's look at the umbrella Azimio, Chris.
Yes.
If you look at Azimio, it has 21 political parties. These parties are regional political parties. Do you think ODM, as they say it's the biggest party or kind of this big party, do you think it's going to manage to maneuver around the whole country, or they're going to have challenges having the high numbers in parliament?
Number one,
yes.
Let me come clear. The biggest party. Yeah. Yeah. It's I've also noticed one thing. People who talk much. People perceive that they always say the right things. So ODM must master the art of talking a lot and shouting too loud. And that's why people perceive that what they say is right. I think as the current standing at the parliament right now,
yes,
I think Jubilee is the biggest party.
Very true.
Yeah, in terms of numbers.
Yes.
I don't know how you measure the biggest party.
The biggest party, I think it's with the number of elected leaders. Yes.
I think Jubilee is. Yeah.
But you see, again, the trick that Jubilee used in 2017 was to collapse all these other small parties and form Jubilee Party.
Yeah, of course, that's a trick.
Yes.
For survival.
Yes.
And that's why it's the biggest party. And on the number of parties that you've said that have signed into Azimio, 21 what? You said 21 what? You said 21 political parties?
Yes.
And I don't think there are 21 political parties.
There are 21?
There are only 3 political parties.
Which are?
The other on the kitchen.
No, yeah, but even if they are kitchen, they are entitled. They have party leaders.
You find a governor.
Yes.
You find a governor. Somebody is a governor on Jubilee, but he forms a county party. So he wants to sign with Azimio. What is that, a party?
Yeah.
By definition, on paper, it's a political party. But when you look at
but in the actual sense, it is not a political party.
Hey. So like Gopia, I saw Governor West Pokot Governor also as a party.
Yes.
I saw Matiang'i as a party.
Yes.
I think we're taking our jokes too far in terms of politics in this country.
We should limit political parties to be maximum of 5.
And I said here,
I think that can be a best way. Yes.
The only serious people in Azimio right now, as it is, number 1 is Raila Odinga. Number 2 is Kalonzo Musyoka. And that's why they were desperate for Kalonzo Musyoka. Yes. So the things to tell us that we have 21 political parties. It is not. The only serious people.
Yes.
Who are serious political parties in Azimio.
Yes.
It is Kalonzo Musyoka and Raila Odinga. Uhuru Kenyatta is an outgoing president. So people don't pay much attention to him. Yeah.
And you believe that?
Of course, I believe that. We have had history. We've seen Moi when Moi endorsed Uhuru Kenyatta.
Yes.
The results.
Yes.
We've seen Moi Kibaki endorsing Musalia Mudavadi.
Yes.
The results. So I think no one will pay much attention, and that's why even his backyard.
Yes.
The moment he appears on TV or in public. Championing for Azimio thing. The following day, the defections that takes place in his backyard, they are unprecedented. So and it tells you.
I tell you. Every Monday, the show is the race. We are bold, authentic, and fearless. Catch us on our social media handles, that is Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. At Icon Radio KE. The show is the race. At www.iconradio.co.ke, you'll stream live our shows from Monday 10 to 12 noon. Let's continue with our discussion, Chris.
Yes.
But again, I ask. For the previous weeks, we have seen people travel to the UK,
yes,
to the US. Yes. It started with William Ruto, Kenya Kwanza. Yes. Now we have had Raila Odinga. Yes. I don't know who is the running mate to Raila Odinga or to William Ruto, because those trips, they kind of attracted the close allies of the two.
Yeah.
Do you think they have successfully achieved the agenda they were going to achieve?
Yeah, let me discuss first of all William Ruto.
Yes.
William Ruto, this will be his first bid at the presidency. So he doesn't have much, he doesn't have much in terms of international networks. So he was trying to at least look like he's known globally. And as a country, we have our closest allies in terms of our global networks as a nation. Number 1, it is UK. Yeah. Former colonies, and, we have a history with those guys. Number 2, and UK and US like brothers and sisters, or they're cousins. So when you go to London, you must also go to Washington. Yeah. So I think they began in Washington, then they came to London. But then William Ruto found a new ally, Musalia Mudavadi, who came in, a man who has networks globally, a man who works as finance minister and who has been in government for a long time, more than William Ruto. So I think William Ruto was trying also to look to tap into that network.
Yes.
Yeah. So that
he can grow his base as well.
Yeah, as well. And number 2, also lobby for campaign funding. Is a very critical area. And number 3, acquaint himself that if he becomes president.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why is it that William Ruto has never endeavored to travel these countries when he was a substantive deputy president? What do you think now? Why now, and not for the 8 or 7 years he has been in power?
William Ruto, in the first place, Jubilee government or the Jubilee coalition came to power.
Yes.
With a lot of issues on the system, and no one wanted to associate with them. US and UK command a lot of business globally. And so if you are seen with the William Ruto, who is an ICC suspect,
yes, you're put on notice.
You're branded. Look at the situation of Ukraine and Russia. You see, anybody associating with Russia right now, the US and UK treat them with a lot of suspicion. So no one will want to go there. So I think that was the reason as to why he was not able to travel for the last 8 years that much. And then William Ruto is a locally made. He went to school around.
But everybody has gone to school around apart from university.
Like who and who?
A lot of people.
Raila Odinga did not go to school. So
No, you cannot say that. You don't have proof to qualify that.
I have proof.
Which proof is
If
that?
you're a son of a vice president,
Yes.
and you are struggling to know where you went to school, of course that's a lie. You don't went to school.
But he's intelligent. Does it mean that you have to go to school to be intelligent?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I think that.
But again, when you say that,
Yes.
do you mean that when Raila Amolo Odinga will be presenting his papers, IBC is not going to see any academic qualification from his side?
You know, that's why we've always. That's why you see this country, the governance systems have collapsed. Those are issues that were supposed to have sorted out a long time ago. Yeah. No, it's not an issue that people should be talking about now. Issues that are supposed to have been talked about long time ago. Out,
yes.
So, but the fact that he has been allowed to go to that extent, it proves that we have a broken system.
I tell you.
Yeah.
The show is The Race. We are bold, authentic, and fearless. In studio, I have Chris. And we are dissecting politics without fear of contradiction, without favor. We are saying it as it is to inspire the population and the country at large to make the rightful decision when it comes to voting in August 2022. We'll be right back.
Icon Radio.
Welcome back. The show is The Race. We are Icon Radio. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Icon Radio KE. Stream us from www.iconradio.co.ke. The show is The Race. We are bold, authentic, and fearless. Our topic is politics. Chris.
Yes.
Ruto Karua presidency ideal for poor Kenyans. Moses Kuria declares.
Martha Karua is a strong leader, and he's ethical, and I think he has something for this nation. Only that positioning also is a problem to her, and the way she's been coming out. But so far, the thing that needs to rule a country, integrity, you know, she's better placed. Yeah, she's better placed. But then she needs to position herself well, because she's not the regional kingpin.
What is this about regional kingpin, Chris?
It's important.
Why is it important?
You must speak for some people. You must speak for someone. Yeah, for you to be taken serious. You know, you are as a leader, you must lead people. Yeah, you cannot lead in space. Yeah, you cannot just be a leader of integrity. You know, it has never happened, or it can't. You know.
But don't you think that is the direction as Kenyans we should be leading to?
In terms of, yes, you must be a leader. You know, Newton.
Yes.
Things you must say, I believe in accountability, transparency, integrity, and all those things.
Yes.
But at the same time, you must have a following. Yeah.
You must have a following.
You must have from where you come from.
Yes.
Who supports you? Yes.
So in your own words, you mean Karua doesn't have that?
She doesn't have.
Why would you say that? And she has been in politics for quite some time.
Being in politics, even Nani has been in politics for quite some time.
Who?
Ali Mokwere. And so,
yes.
And so he's not the regional kingpin of Coast Province or the Mijikenda people. You see, those are some of the issues. Being in politics for so long doesn't mean that you'll get you can say what you want and do what you think, or you can get certain positions. Yeah, one, you must be able to mobilize a certain region or a certain group of people. Let's say I speak for the civil servants of the Republic of Kenya.
Yes.
I speak for the young people.
Yes.
I speak for the students.
Yes.
I speak for the watchmen in the country. You must have a constituency.
So you are trying to tell us that Atwoli has more following than a lot of people then, if that is the case?
Yeah, of course, yes. Because, he leads a trade union. Is a conglomerate of trade unions in the Republic of Kenya. And so I think in East and Central Africa or something. And he has extended his wings globally, and he knows how to do his things.
So he has a better following than Martha. But do you think that candidature, that ticket of Ruto and Karua is going to make a big progress in the country?
Not really.
It's not going to have that traction.
Yeah. It's not that. We need somebody who can when you give him a position of that, a position, let's say you are running mate or she's on top of the ticket, she will attract people from that region to come out in large numbers to vote. Yeah. Number one, has to go like that. But she's not that much appealing. But she's a good, she can make a very good CS. She can serve well in some of these institutions nationally. She can serve well as a EACC chair. Yeah, because she believes in certain things. Yeah.
I get it, Chris. And then we just heard Mama Ngina Kenyatta.
Yes.
Talk about his son. Her son cannot misguide the people from the mountain. And she was so categorical that Azimio is the way to go for the people of the mountain. Do you think that holds water for the people of the mountain to listen to? Or it's just a hearsay that is going to just come and go and pass? Yes.
Mama Ngina restrict herself to what other first ladies does, like Rasha Machel. You don't do things like that. Yeah, Mama Ngina should just should just be a good advisor to presidents, and just take a low profile, just do her things at home there. You don't do things like that. The first place, Uhuru Kenyatta has misled the country, and as you can see, everybody is crying about the economy. And when we see the Kenyatta family coming out forcefully, look like they're endorsing a certain candidate, then the question is, what interest do they have with that candidate?
Why would you say they're coming out forcefully? I don't think they're coming out forcefully, Chris. Let us be honest about it.
We've not seen any other president behaving the way Uhuru Kenyatta is behaving.
What do you mean? Yes.
I've not seen any other. As much as I have seen Moi, I've seen Moi, and I've seen Kibaki when they were about to leave office. They didn't campaign for anyone the way Nani is doing. They did it underground, from the backstage. Yeah. But the way Uhuru Kenyatta is doing it tells you something. It tells you there is something they know. Of course, they know some things about this country that we don't know. And also, the means there are other deals that they've engaged in, and they know that those deals are wrong for the country. So they must put their puppet. So they
Icon Radio.
Welcome back. The show is the race. It's hot and getting bolder by the day. My guest Chris is in studio today, and we are discussing politics. It's business. Don't just take it to be politics, but politics is business. We need to take it as serious as that. Because even the other day, I heard the governor for Meru talk about Ruto, Raila, nyinyi ni marafiki zangu, lakini siasa ni interest.
Really?
I don't know what he meant by that. Because he hasn't joined Azimio, he hasn't joined Kenya Kwanza. So where are his interests? And are his interests with the Meru people? But again, something major has happened, Chris. This OCA, One Kenya Alliance, is it a dead horse? Is it now done? Because who is still in OCA? There's no one. Kalonzo Musyoka went to Azimio. Gideon Moi is in Azimio. And they have all come out saying, we signed that agreement single-handedly as political parties, not as a coalition. Again, I ask, why is it that the legal minds behind OCA, they didn't know that you can't sign a coalition, and again, a coalition can't sign an agreement with another coalition? Is it a lapse on the legal minds around them? Or what really transpired to make them do such a big blunder? Where is OCA now as you speak?
I mentioned here earlier that the only serious person in OCA was Kalonzo Musyoka.
He was OCA and OCA was him.
Yeah.
So without him, there's no OCA.
Let me take you back.
Yes.
Starting when OCA started, Salia, Tangula, and then Kalonzo Musyoka.
Yes.
Then we had other flower boys like Gideon Moi,
yes,
and Jirongo, Marende joined.
Yes.
Yeah. the bigger scheme of Oka.
Marende joined as a party or as an individual?
As a brother. As a brother.
Yes.
As a brother to Musalia Mudavadi, just to give moral support. But then, as I said earlier here, those were the only serious people in Oka. Gideon Moi doesn't command anything in this country. Politically, he has no constituency. If he tried to,
but financially?
Where money don't win elections.
Money wins elections, Chris.
Elections.
Money.
I will give you examples.
They give worth competitors.
Can I give you examples?
Yes, please.
Number one, Mwai Kibaki versus Uhuru Kenyatta. Uhuru Kenyatta with the state, Mwai Kibaki with the opposition. Who won elections?
Mwai Kibaki, of course.
Why? How come?
But Mwai Kibaki also was loaded.
From where?
From everywhere. He had Raila Amolo Odinga on his side.
No,
he had the Pentagon guys.
Raila cannot be compared to the Kenyattas in terms of cash. You cannot. And also the state was Moi. The state was behind him.
Yes.
Behind Uhuru Kenyatta.
Yes.
So Uhuru Kenyatta had all the money in this world, but he lost elections, right? In 2007, Mwai Kibaki with the state, Raila Odinga with the opposition. Raila Odinga gave Mwai Kibaki a run for his money. And you know what happened in this country? So money never wins elections, but money facilitates winning of elections.
Yes.
You get? But money is never a major thing in that election.
Yes.
When you mention the top 2 or the top 3 things, money will come last. Yeah. That after saying all these things, the goodwill is there and people are listening to you and all that. How do you finance it? That's where money comes in.
So Gideon is dead on arrival.
Oka, One Kenya Alliance. So as I was telling you, Kalonzo Musyoka had been given an assignment to hold Musalia Mudavadi and Wetangula not to go anywhere. But later on, by the time they noticed that they are late, by the time that they noticed that things are not right, are not working out for them in Oka, they will be forced to join Azimio. That was the bigger plan, because when you look at even how Oka was formed, it has the hand of the state hand was somewhere. Wherever you see Gideon, just know the state is around. Yeah. So Musalia noticed that and he jumped ship. So he left Oka and Wetangula left Oka. So Kalonzo remained with Oka. He was the only serious person remaining in Oka.
It was Kalonzo
Musyoka. Now, but you also remember, there was a lot of suspicion. You remember Toli saying that Kalonzo is the only intelligent person in Oka. At the right time, you'll be at the right place. Yeah. So
he's in the right place right now.
Wait a minute, according to them.
Yes.
So Musalia and Wetangula noticed we are being played here. Musyoka is on an assignment to hold us. Now, they did also know, the Azimio people did also know that they also making Kalonzo into a bigger thing that they will not be able to manage also. Yeah. They had not looked at that thing from that angle. Now, when they wanted Kalonzo to come to Azimio, now he begin to give conditions. Because he noticed they were desperate. Because if Musalia would have joined Azimio, then Kalonzo's stakes would have gone down. But since Musalia did not join Azimio, he went to Kenya Kwanza, then Kalonzo's stakes came up. They were raised.
Yes.
Now the Azimio team is desperate for Kalonzo Musyoka. So on the legal part of whether this guy is new or not, I think Kalonzo Musyoka is a lawyer. Mutuma Kalonzo Jr. is a lawyer. Mahanzo is a lawyer, and Kabani has produced some of the best lawyers in this country.
Yes.
So we cannot say that there was an oversight when they did not look at things well. I think Kalonzo knows what he's doing, and he wants to fix Raila Odinga. Because Raila Odinga is a political conman, and it's from NASA. People know that. So from
but again, when you talk about Raila being a political conman, Chris, politics is about betrayal. Yes.
Who said so?
Because that is what is happening. Raila has betrayed many politicians in the past.
Yeah.
Musalia Mudavadi betrayed the Oka guys.
No.
That is the fact.
No.
And you have just told us here that yes, what is that jumping ship?
No, it is not betrayal.
It is betrayal.
Let me tell you.
It is betrayal.
Musalia did not commit to anyone in Oka.
Yes.
That I'll stay with you forever.
No, but what was the argument when Oka was being formed? They wanted to provide an alternative.
Yes.
Why did he decide to jump ship from that?
I noticed Kalonzo Musyoka was in talks with the Azimio people.
And he never engaged them to ask them. He left without discussing or consulting them.
Why would you discuss with some people who have made decisions? Eventually, from the words of Atuoli, eventually those words were confirmed. Also later on joined who?
Azimio.
Which side of the political divide does Atuoli support?
Azimio.
So,
But again, when you speak about that,
yes.
you know, it is Kalonzo who said the other day that he'll be the most stupid person to join Raila Amolo Odinga for the third time. But in broad daylight, he stood at Jacaranda grounds and endorsed Raila Amolo Odinga.
And that's why I said it here.
Yes.
I said that he was going to confirm his stupidity. He has done it nationally. He has done it nationally.
Yes.
That's why we're telling you that coalition is not the best coalition for this country. And that's why you can see the likes of Mangina now shouting, knowing that Kenyans have noticed that this coalition is full of conmen and stupid people. Yeah, as Kenyans, we cannot follow these people. Yeah. If they are not conmen, they are stupid people. Yeah. When somebody of the stature of a vice president comes live and comes on national TV and says, I'll be the most stupid person to support so and so, then you see him supporting that so and so.
So he confirms his stupidity.
Of course, so that's saying.
I tell you.
Let us remain.
Yes.
We were discussing about Oka and Azimio. Discussion about that.
Yes.
So Kalonzo knows I must get one. The reason as to why Kalonzo Musyoka wants the name to be changed to be Azimio Oka is because he wants to be a signatory to the accounts, so that when the money of the political parties come, he is a signatory
to that account.
Yeah, and he knows what happens. He's a lawyer.
Alioshwa mara moja. Hawezi kubali kuoshwa tena.
So that's why Kalonzo Musyoka is insisting, and you see they're desperate for him, and that's why you will see the president and the son of a former president going to see Kalonzo Musyoka visiting him in his place, so that they iron out the gray areas. Because Kalonzo Musyoka has noticed these guys are desperate for me. No one wants to work with these guys. There's only me willing to work with these guys. If I don't join them, if they don't find Kalonzo Musyoka, they're dead politically.
I tell you.
Yeah, and that's why you saw, in Newton. I know you watch the current affairs and you see what happened in the country.
Yes.
When you saw Uhuru Kenyatta endorsing Raila Odinga in Jacaranda, the following day what happened in Mount Kenya region? There was a mass exodus.
Yes, from Jubilee.
From Jubilee to where?
To UDA.
Yes. So what does it tell you? That the president has made wrong decisions, and these people are not willing to move with him. Yeah.
So on summary, we are saying that Oka is dead.
It's dead, and I said it.
So it has wasted energy.
Kalonzo Musyoka was the only serious person remaining in Oka. Jirongo, they had been given an assignment to go and babysit Musali so that they can deliver him on their side. But Musali was more intelligent. They didn't know that Musali was more intelligent, was reading the intelligence was ahead of them in terms of intelligence. So they didn't notice. That this man has already read us and he's going to make a move. The move Musali made actually left some people, a lot of people, not only
it was an earthquake, I tell you.
It was an earthquake. So let people get acquainted with the earthquake.
Yes,
slowly by slowly.
The show is The Race. We're taking a short break. We'll be right back.
Icon Radio.
You're tuned in to Icon Radio, your number one entertainment.
Welcome back. The show is The Race. Your host here, Newton. We are political. We talk politics. Chris.
Yes.
Running mates. So far, how many presidents do you have? Candidates.
Presidential candidates.
We have Raila Amolo Odinga
and William Samoei Ruto.
Justin Muturi.
Yes.
Then we have the other two. There's a lady. Then there is another guy. Then there is the singer.
Who's that?
There's a singer.
Kagame.
Yes, Kagame. Ruben Kagame. Exactly. Yeah. So from all these angles, Chris, who do you think these big shots are going to take for their running mates?
I think for Azimio, yes. They'll settle on Mount Kenya.
Mount Kenya. Who will that be?
They're still struggling, but I think they're looking at Peter Kenneth.
Do you think Peter Kenneth can be the best?
Peter Kenneth,
the best bet for them.
I think so. Because
but Peter Munya cannot contest as a deputy president.
He cannot.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's disqualified legally.
Yeah, I think it's Peter Kenneth. My thinking.
So you, from where you sit, Peter Kenneth can stand out to be the best bet.
Because he has been moving around with Raila Odinga. He has been consistent, and when they went to London together. Yes.
So that gives him the space to be the running mate.
Yeah. He has also maintained a certain.
I have my own reservations on that, but
Peter Kenneth.
yes.
Of course, he must have reservations.
Who will be the running mate to William Samoei Ruto?
In Kenya Kwanza Alliance, we have His Excellency Musalia Mudavadi, probably, and Rigathi also wants to become.
No, but Rigathi the other day he recounted that and said he rather William Ruto picks Ndindi Nyoro, and I was looking at that ticket of William Ruto and Ndindi Nyoro. It will be a lethal ticket.
Not a lethal ticket.
It will be a lethal ticket. Do you know why?
Yes.
Because one, remember Ndindi Nyoro is a youthful person and he's appealing to a lot of young people.
Yes.
Honestly.
Yeah.
And you see a lot of young people in this country are looking forward to a space where they can be given a chance.
Yeah.
And Ndindi Nyoro being the running mate to William Ruto, it's going to bring a lot of synergy. Chris, let us be just honest.
Let me give my opinion. Ndindi Nyoro, that ticket is erratic. Number one,
yes.
William Ruto is not a cool person. And Ndindi Nyoro is also a cool person.
Yes.
So you can imagine the type of state house, the type of executive, the type of cabinet, whereby nobody listens. And you know, let me tell you, in any coalition, the situation should be mellow, Right? Newton is always up and this one is also down. So you balance. Yeah, you bring reason. You get But if you find a ticket that everybody shouts, that's a bad one. That's what not good for our country. Yeah, and also age. When you look at Kenya Kwanza, the people who are older, who have experience in government, and one of the issues that are affecting the Jubilee government is because of lack of experience in matters of government. Yeah. That one has also worked against Jubilee government in a bigger way. That's why you saw when Musalia Mudavadi and William Ruto came together, you noticed there was some cool. There's some the aggression went down. You get the attacks went down, and there was some issues being discussed. You get and Kenyans began to look at them as, hey, these guys can offer serious challenge. Yes. These guys can lead a country. But do you think now, if Kenya Kwanza decides to settle on Musalia, Wycliffe Musalia Mudavadi, do you think the Mount Kenya is still going to be in the pockets of William Ruto? Of course, it is interest. It's interest. What if Mount Kenya region is given 40% of government? What if Mount Kenya is given 40% of government? On what basis are they going to be given 40%? Because remember, Mount Kenya is in Kenya Kwanza through UDA. Yes. And the lead of UDA is William Samoei Ruto. Yes. Don't you think picking Wycliffe Musalia Mudavadi as the running mate to William Ruto disadvantages the Mount Kenya? Because you see, they don't have a party. They don't have a Mount Kenya party that is in Kenya Kwanza. Which one? They have several parties. No, they don't have. Tujibebe? No, Tujibebe is not. Is a one-man show in Kiambu. What is the name of this Kuria? Moses Kuria. Chama Chakazi. Yes. Then we have. But now the two. We have TSP. The two TSP, the Service Party, Mwangi Kiunjuri. And then there's Safina. so Chris, let us be a bit serious. No, let me tell you. Let us be a bit serious. Doing its NDC. Yes, they did their own NDC. Yes. And they declared the presidential candidate is Jimmy Wanjigi. Yes. So you want to tell me Jimmy Wanjigi is the one going to negotiate for Mount Kenya? No, I'm just saying, if you're saying there's no party, they don't have their own party, then I think you are wrong. Then most probably Madakaro is coming on the other side, on that side. Yeah. So they have a buffet of parties from Mount Kenya joining Kenya Kwanza. So but this party is just joining the other day. Do you think they're going to, let's say now, like if they were to get percentage of the government, how is William Ruto going to share that? One, I think Mount Kenya has found itself. Uhuru Kenyatta has messed up Mount Kenya. Mount Kenya finds itself in what we're going to say in a country. So, one, Uhuru Kenyatta is bringing a candidate these people don't like. Now, in response to that, and so Mount Kenya is a business community. It's a business community. Yeah, those guys are business people. So Uhuru Kenyatta has messed up the economy that has worked against their business. So in revolt, they've joined UDA. Yes. So William Ruto cannot use that as an advantage, molest them politically. He must recognize them. He must give them the rightful share of government. That one must be. That one goes without saying. And also they have also their political parties. There are Chama cha Kazi, Safina, Tujibebe, among other parties that will be joining Kenya Kwanza. So they will get their share using depending on how they are going to negotiate. And remember, there are also some of the most politically sharp people in the country. Moses Kuria is not a joke. Kaboga has been around for some time, so he knows what's good for their people. Mother Karua has also been around for some time, although she has not confirmed to be joining the Kenya Kwanza thing. Yeah, but I think eventually she will come. So in that, I think they will be able to negotiate for something. So the possible running mates, because when you look at Kenya Kwanza Alliance, the number one party, the number one is UDA, and ANC for Kenya. So you cannot have running mate from the same party. That is to say, you cannot have in a coalition. You cannot. That's why Kalonzo Musyoka is a problem to those guys. Kalonzo Musyoka is a problem saying you cannot have ODM producing the ticket bearer. Then the running mate comes from also from that.
No, but the running mate might come from Jubilee. If you have said Peter Kenneth, it's going to come from Jubilee. Huh?
Peter Kenneth has his party. I don't know what's the name of the party.
No, Peter Kenneth is a member of Jubilee.
When he last contested, which party was he?
No, he dumped that party. He broke that party to join Jubilee.
Yeah, has he declared that he's in Jubilee?
Yes, he's in Jubilee.
When did he declare?
Check on the... Yes, the check it out. Yes, he's in Jubilee right now as we speak. Jubilee? Yes.
Then that one, Kalonzo Musyoka has to be very careful. But for Kenya...
But again, remember, Kalonzo Musyoka went to Azimio without conditions. That is what he says. I don't know if it is true.
It's a lie.
But it is politics, so we don't know.
There are things that are discussed. If there were no conditions, why was Uhuru Kenyatta and Gideon Moi?
But do you think again Azimio will go for Kalonzo Musyoka as a running mate?
Of course, they have an option.
So if they go for Kalonzo, so you mean Mount Kenya is still a virgin place to be exploited?
Course, let me tell you.
Yes.
Mount Kenya is not in the position of any position. Remember, they have held two presidents. They have had two presidents, or they have had three presidents, but they have had two. Back to back, after Mwai Kibaki, then Uhuru Kenyatta is coming. So when you tell them about presidency, it is not a new thing to them. They will even think twice when they...
But they know how to get it, so they can get it again.
Not this time around.
Who said?
This time around is true.
Who said?
If
all of them revolt because they have not been offered running mates in these two big coalitions, and they decide to vote for their own, that is just Muturu. What happens?
That is the only hope they have.
Yes. That is the only hope they have.
Muturu is the only hope that Mount Kenya has.
Yes, and they are holding on it dearly. Yeah. We'll be right back to
Icon Radio.
Welcome back. The show is hot, bold, authentic, and fearless. When we went on a break, we were talking about this man Justin Muturi.
Yes.
And Chris is saying he's the only hope for the mountain.
Yes.
The only hope for the mountain. Because from the conversations we are having here, it seems as Mio is going for Kalonzo. On the other side, Kenya Kwanza is going for the Western Bloc. So where is Mount Kenya in all this equation? The only hope they have, it is the Democratic Party presidential candidate Justin Bedel Muturi. Chris,
yes.
Why do you feel that way?
First of all, I need to say, what's the name of the party? DP.
Democratic Party, yes.
DP is not a new party. It has president.
Yes.
Yes, it has produced a president before.
Before, yes.
So producing another president is a big issue.
Yes.
It's not a big deal.
Yes.
President is within the circles of DP party.
Exactly.
But then Justin Muturi,
yes,
is a cool guy.
Yes.
I know in this scenario,
yes,
the way he has positioned himself, I think Justin Muturi must be a wise man.
Yes, very.
You could be able to see ahead.
Yes.
The scenario that Mount Kenya has been put in by one called Uhuru Kenyatta, he has made Mount Kenya to be a land of spoils. But Justin Muturi could be able to see
yes
that scenario,
yes,
and say, no, I must wake up to save my people. Because by the look of things, no one is really interested in bringing Mount Kenya into Swiss fold. They
Yes.
want the votes for Mount Kenya, but not necessarily giving them being on the ticket or next to the ticket. So Mount Kenya that we know
yes,
cannot go to an election without a candidate. And that's why Justin Muturi, I think Justin Muturi wisely noticed that there's a problem somewhere, and he came up. But either way, the way the man has been working around, and I've listened to some of his conversations when he speaks to the nation, when
yes,
doing some interviews and all that. That man, as I repeat here, he has his heart in the right place. Kenyans have to look at him. But on certain issues, he needs to rectify. He needs to rectify. One,
yes,
he has to sell his candidature to the whole of Mount Kenya.
yes.
He has to meet the stakeholders, political stakeholders.
And I think that is what he has been doing, because if you look at his previous events, he has been in Embu. Actually, last week he camped in Embu, and the Embu people were really, really making him their darling. He was in Meru on Monday, and I remember even Mithika Linturi was present in that particular event. And this man is working silently. I don't know how, but the strategies behind that must be very strategic in their moves. Because if you go to Nyandarua, he has met almost all the local leaders. He went to Naivasha, he met all the local leaders. He has been in Murang'a, Kirinyaga, Nanyuki, Meru, all those Mount Kenya strongholds, Tharaka Nithi. And I think that gives him a little bit upper hand in these traversions of the politics of 2022.
Fine. For one, he has to make sure that the region that he comes from is behind him. He has met all the stakeholders, including the likes of Korea, TSP Party, Karua. Meet these people, talk to them, and sell to them the agenda that he has. After that, let the speaker of the country's National Assembly go to areas that are perceived to be lacking a political kingpin.
Which are these areas?
For example,
Western
province. No, Western is not.
He doesn't love a kingpin.
Who
is the kingpin for Western Kenya?
It goes without saying.
Who?
None other than Wycliffe Musalia.
It is not Oparanya. It is not Wetangula. It is not Atuoli.
Who are those? You've given so many names.
Yes.
So many names. But in nutshell, you understand that Musalia Mudavadi is the regional kingpin from Kenya, Labour Nation, and that's why he has sent those the lawyers who are in Azimio. That are nothing. Not signing anything. They're not going to be number one. They're not going to be number two. They're not going to be the Nairobi government. So what are they doing there?
Nothing.
Because the owners of Azimio know very well, engaging these people, not engaging the real people of Western Kenya. You engage Musalia, you engage the Western people.
I tell you.
So in this scenario, those are non-entities. But the point is this: Justin Muturi, let him visit areas that have no regional kingpins. For example, let him visit the Maasais. Let him visit the coast.
The Ma region, the coast region.
Let him go to Northeastern. Those people, let him go to the, and see also, people, let him avoid, let him not avoid per se, but let him not put much effort on the bigger tribes, other than where he comes from, because he comes from a vote-rich area, Mount Kenya, but let him also go to other areas, let him go to Pokots. People who look like they have nothing to offer per se, and nobody talks about them, but they have something.
They have something substantive, yes, very true. I agree with you.
Go to Kisii.
Yes.
Yeah, let him visit these other smaller tribes in Kenya. So that way he will be building up his case. Being a lawyer, he knows when I say building up his case, I know he understands what I mean.
Yes.
And I hope he listens to this radio, because actually this radio has been so friendly to him.
Yes, he does. He does listen to it. Even the other day, his personal assistant commented about it.
Okay.
And this is a good show, so we are pushing forward. We are saying all the politicians in the race, all the best. We are wishing them nothing but the best. We are telling them, let's maintain peace. Let us be a cohesive country. Let us play politics of maturity. And he has always been consistent with his call for let us do politics that is friendly.
And you know, Newton.
Yes.
In this discussion, I want to appeal to the young people.
Yes.
And let's just speak to the young people. You know, anything that determines the cost of food,
yes,
the cost of life,
yes,
it must be taken personally.
Yes.
People come and lie to young people. Oh, don't take politics personally. They can kill for that politics. Why? Their livelihoods is all about politics.
Politics.
And you know very well, globally, the biggest investment is politics.
Yes.
Yeah. That's why even in US, when the election news is coming, you see everything coming to a stop until they get the new leader of the country.
Yes.
Same thing happens to London. Same thing happens to wherever. You know, it is other places like China, Russia, where they try to downplay it.
Yes.
But it's a hot thing. It's a hot thing that people don't want to discuss.
Yes.
Because they know the moment they open it up, it's going to be hotly contested. It will do a lot of things in that country. So the point is this: let's just speak to the young people.
Yes.
He looks fatherly. He looks understanding. He looks somebody who can be trusted by. You know, and I told you there's a problem.
Yes.
It's one of the issues that we are facing as a nation.
Yes.
Is what you call governance in display. But so far, as the chair of the Parliamentary Service Commission,
yes,
I have not had so many cases of corruption in Parliament. We've not had a lot of, you know, as compared to others, you've had a lot of people hiring others, you know, irregular hiring of people, corruption in terms of procurement. But in Parliament today, I know Justin Mutuma is the chairman of the Parliamentary Service Commission, a commission that is in charge of running the affairs of Parliament of this country. I think there's some sanity, there's some harmony in that. So from there, let him build on it.
Yes.
I have not seen any member of Parliament castigating Justin Mutuma as a very bad man.
None, actually, none. That is a good thing.
Yeah.
None. All of them are supporting his candidature fully and strongly.
But the reason as to why they're not coming out openly is because the region they come from.
Yes.
And Justin Mutuma has not reached out to those regions.
Yes.
Those regions. So he needs to go to those regions.
Yes.
Tell those people that please don't hang your son for supporting me. I am a good man.
Yes.
Once they see him,
yes,
and once they listen to him, they will just convert and begin to support Justin Mutuma.
I tell you.
There's another issue in this country about the border guys, and you saw what had happened on what is it called? On Forest Road.
Yes.
And you saw the directive the president issued. One, the president is so subjective, and that is very wrong. One, the border guys made a mistake. Yeah, that one you condemn.
Yes.
They need not to have behaved that way.
But you don't need to punish all of them. Yes.
So you can imagine punishing the whole republic, border guys in the entire republic, just because of an incident in
Nairobi. It was not fair.
Border guys have 5 million. There are 5 million border riders in the country.
Yes.
So Azimio have lost 5 million
votes. And you saw the other day, I don't know if it was a careless speak from our deputy president.
Yes.
But it sounded as if he was inciting them to go and collect these motorbikes from the police station, of which it was not something fair.
Yeah.
And even yes, you are trying to address their plea. Let us maintain peace at all costs.
Yeah, but you see, he was commenting based on certain things. One, you see, the deputy president is a hustler.
Yes.
But border guys are hustlers.
So what is the key definition of a hustler?
Key definition of a hustler?
Yes.
Okay, fine. Watu wa kutafuta. Watu wa jua kali.
Yes.
I think that is the common understanding.
Yes.
But having given that statement, it was not meant that he wanted to set up police against the border guys. No. He was just trying to say, I am with you. That's how I interpret it. You know, you can interpret things differently.
I tell you.
I am with you guys.
I tell you.
But then besides that, it's not a big issue.
Yes.
It's not a big issue.
Yes.
Because, you know, even a country, you can't run a country like that. Yeah, you cannot keep on setting people against the police against people. It doesn't go like that.
Yeah, we have a civil society. Yeah.
I condemn personally. I take this opportunity to condemn the president to have punished the entire border. Of course, you cannot punish the whole country.
Yes.
It's like you walk home and you find your son, one of your sons, misbehaving.
And then you punish the whole country.
Then you decide
the whole children.
The
Every child.
instead of just disciplining Newton or Khavusi,
Yes.
you decide that now everybody is not going to eat this.
Yeah, it is not
go
fair.
like that.
No.
It doesn't have to go
It
like
doesn't
that.
go to
Yeah. The president has made 2 directives. One on the border guys. 2, the scrap metal thing. You see, that's also another economy. So,
and that is where a lot of young people go and make something from
the
it.
president is shooting himself in the, when you're a father to a nation, you must give directives. You must give policy.
Well thought out
directives. You don't do things like that. You don't just come up and jump with statements.
Yes.
Just because in one way or the other.
To excite this crowd and then
it's a matter of interest, and that's why you can see even the family coming up and saying we support so and so. It doesn't go like that.
Yeah, very true.
Obama retired recently. You see him saying that openly. They supported Hillary, yes, but tactfully.
Yeah.
Mwai Kibaki supported Uhuru Kenyatta tactfully.
Yes.
Yet, it's only Moi who came out, and Mwai Kibaki was trying also to support Musalia Mudavadi, but they backfired.
They backfired.
I guess. So you don't do things like that. So the president needs to also look at how he wants to retire.
Yeah.
Recently, I was watching PLO Lumumba, and PLO said this, that I can see one of the groups saying that we are taking you to Canaan. But on their entourage or on their caravan, they are carrying Pharaoh. So in this day, Uhuru Kenyatta is the Pharaoh. I need to let me remind you something about the coalition government.
Yes.
Just as we finish up.
Yes.
During the coalition government.
Yes.
There is a section of the coalition government that proposed that let us have another referral hospital.
Yes.
That is a replica of the Johns Hopkins Hospital in US. And the then finance minister refused.
Yes.
Because he feared the other team will get will get more credit than them.
Yes.
What happened? When the corona came, the person who had refused that we should not have another hospital, because when you look at how they had structured it, they wanted NHIF and universities that have medical schools.
Yes.
To be the key financiers. Yes. Because NHIF was giving 3 billion. They proposed the NHIF to give 3 billion, and then the universities also to come in. But then the person who was financing means Uhuru Kenyatta at that time refused. But when the corona came, the man was president.
Yes.
So he's not a man of good intentions. He has never had good intentions
for the country.
I
tell you.
Yeah. So for my parting shots, because I can see also time is not on our side.
Yes.
As I will always say this.
Yes.
I would also want to just say thank you for the Icon Radio for giving me an opportunity.
Yes.
And I'll also advise the young people. This is our country.
Yes.
Anything, and I say anything that influences the cost of food.
Yes.
The cost of living.
Yes.
Take it personal.
Very true.
Please let us scan these politicians.
Yes.
But more so, let us give an keen ear on one called Justin Muturi.
Yes.
He might look a cool man.
Yes.
But we don't need a shouting president.
Yes.
Kibaki was a cool president.
Yes.
And in his coolness, the economy was stable. We've had a shouting president, Uhuru Kenyatta.
Yeah.
You can see where the economy is.
Yes.
We've had a shouting deputy.
Yes.
You've seen where we are.
Yes.
Yeah. So as you make these decisions, please be keen.
Be keen.
Use your knowledge.
Yes.
Use your understanding.
Yes.
And ask God to give you wisdom.
I tell you.
Thank you.
The show is The Race. We are bold, authentic, and fearless. But before I go away, I just want to leave you a quote from Mwai Kibaki, who said, "It's a privilege. Leadership is a privilege to better the lives of others and not an opportunity to satisfy personal greed." As we continue to listen to our politicians, let us be keen, as Chris has said. Let us be objective. Let us be observant. Let us vote for leaders who are going to represent our ideas, who are going to take the vision of this country forward. We have Vision 2030 to achieve, and we need great leaders to help us get there. I've been your host, Newton. See you next time, and don't miss out on www.iconradio.co.ke. Thank you. See you next time.
Icon Radio.